Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing good. Welcome to the new lecture of physics. I am your tutor Mayur Sharma, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about an optical instrument, telescope. What is a telescope? Telescope is a device, or you can say that it is an optical instrument which will help us to see huge celestial bodies which are far away from us. Or we can say that telescope is used to observe huge celestial bodies which are crores of kilometers away. Now let us consider that we have two stars which are very huge, as well as they are far away from each other. But when we observe these stars through our naked eyes, we will find that these two stars are very small in size, as well as they are very close to each other. That is, in spite of being huge and far from each other, they are seen to be very small and very close to each other by our naked eyes. So, in this case, astronomical telescope is used to observe such objects. Astronomical telescope is used to provide angular magnification of distant object. Here we are going to discuss about the ray diagram of telescope. As shown in figure, let us consider two lenses kept in such a way or arranged in such a way that their center lies on the same principal axis. Suppose we are using this telescope to see an object which is far away from us. Obviously, the rays coming from that object will be parallel to each other. Consider two such rays falling on the lens of the telescope. This lens will be known as objective. The first ray, after getting refracted from the objective, will travel in the direction as shown, while the second ray is passing through the optical center of the lens, and hence it will travel along the same path. Here, both these rays will intersect each other or will meet at a particular point. At that point, we will get an image of an object, that is image AB. This image will act as an object for the eyepiece. These two rays, after getting refracted from the eyepiece, will follow the path as shown in figure. Obviously, both these rays are moving away from each other. So, we have to extend these two rays in reverse direction or in backward direction to get the final image. The point where both these rays will intersect each other, we will get an inverted magnified image. Let the optical center of objective be O, while the optical center of eyepiece be E. Suppose the focal length of objective is FO and the focal length of eyepiece is FE. The angle made by the incident ray with objective be alpha. So for triangle ABO, the angle O will also be alpha. Similarly, suppose that the image makes an angle beta with eyepiece. Now here, for triangle OAB, tan alpha will be equal to opposite upon adjacent, that is AB over OB. But since this angle will be very small, we can say that tan alpha is nearly equal to alpha, and that will be equal to AB over OB, which is equal to AB over FO. Remember, we are observing an object which is far away from us, so its image will form at focus. So we can say that OB is equal to FO. Similarly, let us consider triangle ABE. So for triangle ABE, tan beta will be equal to opposite, that is AB, over adjacent, that is BE. Again, here beta will be very small. So therefore tan beta will be nearly equal to beta, and that will be equal to AB over EB, and that is equal to AB over E. Now, angular magnification is defined as the ratio of the angle made by the image with eye to the angle made by the object with the objective. That is, m will be equal to beta over alpha. From those two equations, we will get beta equal to AB over FE and alpha is AB over FO. So therefore, m will be equal to AB over FE whole over AB over FO. So here AB will get cancelled out and we will get m equal to FO by FE. Now, from the ray diagram of telescope, we have seen that the final image will be magnified as well as inverted. So, for terrestrial telescope, we must use an additional pair of lenses to make our final image erect. Refracting telescope can be used for terrestrial as well as astronomical observation. Let us consider a telescope whose objective has a focal length of 100 cm and the eyepiece has a focal length of 1 cm. So, the magnification or the magnifying power of this telescope will be m equal to FO by FE. Therefore, the magnification or the magnifying power m will be equal to 100 over 1, which is equal to 100. So, we can say that such telescope will have a magnifying power of 100x, that is 100 times. Hence, if we consider a pair of stars of actual separation of 1 minute, and if we observe such stars through this telescope, they will be seen separated by an angle of 100 into 1 minute, that is equal to 100 minute. So you can say that that is nearly 3.33 degree. The main consideration with an astronomical telescope are its light gathering power and its resolution, or you can say that its resolving power. Both this depends on the diameter of the objective, or you can say that the light gathering power depends on the area of the objective. So if we keep large area of objective, then large amount of light will pass through it and we can see fainter objects. With larger diameters, fainter objects can be observed. Also, the resolving power also depends on the diameter of the objective. So, we should make optical telescope with objectives of larger diameter. The largest objective lens in use is in USA, which has a diameter of 40 inch, which is nearly equal to 1.02 meter. Now this kind of lenses are really heavy and therefore it is difficult to provide support for such lenses. Obviously, we cannot provide support at the back of the lens because in that case, this support will block the amount of light passing through the lens. So, the only possible way is to provide the support at the edge of the lens, which is really difficult. Such big lenses tends to be very heavy and therefore difficult to make and support by their edges. Further, it is rather difficult and expensive to make such large size lenses which forms images that are free from any kind of chromatic aberration and distortion. Here, chromatic aberration means the failure of the lens to focus all the colors at the same point. You can say that it is a defect produced due to dispersion of light. Here, distortion is also known as spherical aberration. In case of a lens We cannot remove chromatic aberration and spherical aberration. Of course, we can minimize this effect, but we cannot remove it. So, in order to overcome such effect, we may make use of mirror rather than a lens. Therefore, modern telescope uses a concave mirror rather than a lens for the objective. Telescopes with mirror objectives are called reflecting telescope. Now, in this kind of telescope where mirror is used, we can say that mirrors are much lighter in weight compared to lens. So mechanical support will not be a problem for us. Also, we can provide support at the back of the mirror because incident ray will not pass through the mirror, they will get reflected. There is no chromatic aberration in a mirror. Mechanical support is much less of a problem since a mirror weighs much less than a lens of equivalent optical quality and can be supported over its entire back surface and not just over its rim. One obvious problem with a reflecting telescope is that the objective mirror focuses light inside the telescope tube. The light in such kind of telescope will be focused inside the telescope. So, if you want to see any distance object, you have to see it inside the telescope to view that. Hence, we must have an eyepiece and the observer right there obstructing some light. Reflecting telescope. The tube of the reflecting telescope is shown in figure. Here, the curved part is a concave mirror. Now, if we are using this telescope to view an object which is far away from us, then the rays coming from that object will be parallel to each other. Consider two such rays coming from a distant object which falls on the mirror. These two rays will get reflected from the mirror as shown in figure and will meet at a particular point. And at that point an image will form. So, in order to view that object, you have to keep an eyepiece at this point, which is very difficult. You may think that how this is possible, but actually this is what is done in a very large 200 inch, which is nearly 5.08 meter diameters empty polymer telescope in California. The viewer actually sits inside a small cage at the focal point of the mirror. Now the another solution to this is to deflect the light being focused by another mirror. That is, the light reflected from the objective mirror can be reflected again by another mirror. Such type of telescope is known as Cassegrain telescope, named after its inventor. So in this kind of telescope, a convex secondary mirror is used to focus the incident light, which will now pass through a hole in an objective primary mirror as shown in figure. So here we can see that two parallel rays from a distant object falls on an objective mirror, which is a concave mirror. Generally, these type of mirrors are parabolic mirrors. These two rays will get reflected from the objective mirror and falls on secondary mirror, which is a convex mirror, and gets reflected again. And after getting reflected from the secondary mirror, these two rays will meet at a point outside the telescope where an eyepiece is kept. This is known as Cassegrain telescope after its inventor. It has an advantage of large focal length in a short telescope. The largest telescope in India is in Kavalur, Tamil Nadu. It is an 2.34 meter diameter reflecting telescope Cassegrain telescope. It was ground, polished, set up and is being used by the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bangalore. The largest reflecting telescopes in the world are the pairs of Keck telescope in Hawaii, USA, with a reflector of 10 meter in diameter. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like this video and share as much as possible.